Привет из Москвы! С вами передача «Голубь мира», где разбираем крутые навыки, спрашиваем на английском, отвечаем на русском. Подтягивайте язык или смотрите перевод в тайм-кодах. Let's talk about spiritualism and let's start with the definition.
Maxim, to be honest, this is quite unexpected. We have used to pronounce from Singapore, then from Dubai, and now this is Moscow. So there's a sort city where you making your videos. Okay, let's go with spiritualism. Spiritualism, this is meaning or science or discipline which thinks that everything in our world is designed as is based on the spirit, and there is another view that everything is material, but spiritualism thinks just opposite, that there is a psychological or even metaphysical existence, and in the base of it is spirit of the man, spirit of a free man, spirit of the man who wants to transform the world.
So if you look into everything as the body that carries the spirit, maybe we also would probably try to explain or maybe interpret what is the spirit itself, whether it's like an energy and what exactly it may or may not contain, or what we think it might be consists of.
You know, this is not about idealism. This is not about idea. This is about the will of the person. So, if you want to create something, first you should describe into your mind, and then you want to establish the same thing you have in the vision in the world. For example, you want to build a church. First, you should take a paper and draw the plan. Maybe you want to plant the garden. The same thing. You should think what kind of veggies and trees you should plant. For example, you want to build, I don't know, something like refinery or some other kind of plant. In this case, also you should think how to create business plan, how to find money, how to hire people, how to install equipment, and how to transform raw materials in the ready product.
And when we think about the spiritualism, probably, like spirit might be something that, may be connected to or is a part of our soul. So how about the interaction between the spirits, like through the bodies or like through the body's emanation, how the spiritualism approaches the rules of how certain, objects should be interacted to each other, and what are the general rules, whether it's like a moral or maybe like a law of life?
Our body is mortal, so somebody could kill me or you, and we could die. But our spirit and our soul is, I don't know how to say, undead.
Undead, immortal.
Immortal, yes, thank you, immortal. So all the souls which are already left the bodies, previously lived people, even famous one, scientists and researchers and kings and bishops, they are flying all around in some place, and we could be connected. So if you have bravery, you could create some kind of ritual and to knock to somebody's soul and to have conversation, to ask questions, to ask for the guidance. And this is also very important in spiritualism. So we have not only knowledge on the earth, on the books or somewhere what is written or maybe memorized, but we also could be connected to some noosphere where all knowledge of people already collected, and we should just carefully to choose which one soul to ask.
And when we speak about such, sections of the communication with another world, so probably the people who are trying to be, I would call them like a providers. Obviously, it depends on the interpretation. When it comes to any conversation, there is always men in the middle who may or may not be like a sharing the same purpose, and might be, like translating something maybe in a different way. So how we should approach to, like knocking those doors or asking someone to knock the door and, like put their ear in to tell us what exactly they hear.
You know, the second way is much preferable than the first one. When you will try to yourself to connect to somebody's soul, maybe you will have some kind of mental disaster. Maybe you couldn't feel the power. Maybe you will be demolished by this very powerful soul. So it is better to have like an intermediary, someone who will talk instead of you. And this is the way how spiritualism works. Somebody will say you, okay, Maxim, I could be your guide to the zone of souls, and I could speak instead of you with them. I will ask by mentally, and I will pronounce the answer by my mouth. Or we could also use so-called auto-writing manner when I will listen what would be told to me, and I will not pronounce, but I will write it down, and you will read it, and you will be able to maintain conversation.
And when it comes to, like probably, like trusting the things, like whether it really makes sense or not, I do believe probably at certain point of time, we may be working with the people who actually way more higher in the position and maybe making certain decisions. So how we should approach to this? Obviously, it might be some sort of like a respect or maybe even understanding. And sometimes they might be even asking like whether you do also share the same beliefs or not. So how adaptive or how receptive we should be when it comes to speaking to someone who deeply invested into this?
Very nice question. When you will approach those people who could lead you to another kingdom, they will tell you that souls are very special creatures in squads, and they have some special rules, and they like good manners and so on. Maybe even you will take part into rehearsals, so it would be in the light. Nothing will happen, but you will be several times pronouncing some words, maybe not just Sir Newton or something more polite, and maybe in more long way. And after you will be accepted by these people who know how to deal with souls, then light would be switched off, and maybe in this or another day you will get into this amazing journey. But anyway, sometimes it happens that those people who make this demonstration, they will make some, I know how to say, visual effects. For example, they will put some smoke in the room, maybe some lights, maybe some thunder, and this why this will happen. For example, if you don't understand something, if you are impatient, or if you will be unhappy with what you have heard. In this case, there would be like a finalization of your conversation in form of breaking the rules or breaking the channel.
Well, then my last question will be how knowing about spiritualism could make this world a better place.
First, you should know that some people had a strong faith in this kingdom of souls, and never criticize them because they will be so offended. Second, you should think several times if you want to take part in it or not, and what result do you expect. Sometimes it doesn't worth to go there. And third, maybe I will tell you a joke. There is a room, and several girls were trying to talk with someone very important in the last century, and suddenly grandmother of those girl came to the room and asked, "What are you doing?" And they were saying, "Shh, we are talking with this important person, and we ask some questions." And grandma, and this time were smiling, laughing, and applauding, and the answer of this wise woman was, "Okay, I know why you are asking question, but I don't know. I do not know any reason why this famous person should answer."
Well, this is a nice ending. А мы рассмотрели навык спиритуализм и чем он полезен именно вам. Всем мира.